Very good morning, students. Welcome back. Again, second year physics. In this second year physics, in the previous class, we were finished one application on the basis of Gauss law. Again, we have two applications. One we can say infinite plane sheet. Suppose you take a field due to infinitely long plane sheet. Field due to infinitely long plane sheet. You take a one plane sheet, any one plane sheet. So here you take a plane sheet, or it is we can also call non-conducting. In bracket you write it is a non-conducting, right? So that it is a non-conducting, you take a one plane sheet. Of course, if any paper is there, then I'll show you, no problem. You take a one sheet like this, one plane sheet, infinitely long plane sheet. And for this plane sheet, if a charge is given, therefore charge is given to the plane sheet, what will happen? The charge distributed over all the plane sheet. So again here we have to see, when charge given to the plane sheet, positive charge, therefore the field will be distributed and the field will come out from the plane sheet from all areas. So that use that area, construct a one surface which is in the form of a closed surface. The closed surface will be Gaussian surface. That's what here. Let us you take a one plane sheet. For this plane sheet, see here the charge given. Therefore for a plane sheet, actually it is a sheet, no? Therefore the charge distributed throughout the surface area. Therefore the surface charge density sigma is equal to, you say, Q by A, or Q is equal to sigma A. It is simple. Very simple, small derivation it is. Again you take use that area, construct a closed area. The closed area will be, the field is coming out from here, field is coming out from here. So use this area, of course coming out here, also it is coming out from here. Use this area, so which we cannot see this areas, no? Therefore we can see only these areas. We cannot draw on the board, so that you take which is possible only you take that areas. So that from this area you draw a one closed area. It may be like this, we'll get a one like closed area like this. I'll show you. Use this because the field is coming out, then draw a one closed area. It's not in a cylinder, you don't say cylinder. It is in the form like that, but you don't say. See, from this center there is a field intensity which is acting radially outward like this. Here it is. Not only this, here also coming, here also coming. From this distance, you say radial distance is r. Right? Area of the surface we can say. Now, let us, the field is coming out. Now, we have to identify the areas. You say, again you give a number A, B, C, D. Now, of course, BC, one area, AD is the one area. You draw here also DS bar. This is also DS bar, and you take a DS1, it is also DS1. Of course, here also DS1, same areas. Now again, we have to find the field intensity from which area it is coming. That's we have to say by using the expression closed integral, or you say flux is equal to closed integral EDS cos theta. You take a first area. That's what here. You take A, B, C, D. That is AB, comma, DC. Or perpendicular is perpendicular to DS bar. So when theta we can say 90 for these areas, because AB and CD are perpendicular to E. Therefore EDS cos 90. See, cos 90 will be 0. Therefore from these areas the flux is 0. Of course, because it is perpendicular to E, no, therefore it is will be 0. And now go for the second areas, that is, here it is the AB, AD and BC. AD and BC is parallel, E bar is parallel to DS bar, so that theta is 0. Here the flux is equal to closed integral EDS cos, right? Here what happens again, theta is equal to 0. Therefore, flux is coming out from these areas will be like this. This is the equation. Now, of course, ds is nothing but area. So, here we can also take as q is equal to sigma s also, no problem. Now, flux is equal to, it is E into, it is actually S, because integral ds, no, but this is having two areas, no, this is one area and it is one area. So instead of S, you say like this, because which is having a two areas, no, S plus S becomes 2S. Therefore, flux is equal to E into ds. This is, you say, equation 1. From Gauss law, that is closed integral flux is equal to E ds, that is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Equation 2. Now better equal these two expressions, which is from 1 and 2, that is Q by epsilon naught is equal to E into 2S. Therefore, E is equal to, it is 2S into Q by epsilon naught. But we know Q is nothing but, you say, according to the surface charge density, Q is equal to sigma S. Now you replace this. E is equal to 1 by 2S into sigma S by epsilon naught. So this is cancelled. E is equal to sigma by, this is for what? For an infinitely plane sheet. See, once again I will explain you. Infinite plane sheet, again it is also for 4 marks question. 4 marks it is, right? You take a one infinite plane sheet. For that plane sheet, if a charge is given, therefore it is a sheet, you say, it is a non-conducting sheet. When charge is given to the non-conducting plane sheet, therefore charge distributed throughout the surface area. So that this is having a charge distribution, that we can say surface charge density or surface charge distribution based on the sigma is equal to Q by A, or Q is equal to sigma A, or we can say Q is equal to sigma S. Now the charge distributed completely throughout the given plane sheet, no, use that area, because the field will come out from all areas. So that use that area, construct a one closed area, that we can say closed Gaussian surface, which is in the form, it is look like a cylinder, but you don't say cylinder. It is a one closed area. It is in the form of a closed surface area. Therefore, use that area, construct a one closed area. Then after constructing that area, now we have to find out the field intensity coming from which areas. The areas we have to locate. So that here there are areas are given like this. A, B, C, D is the area. So AB, one area, DC is the another area, BC is the one area, AD is the one area. Now you draw a unit vector, I mean to say that is a area vector. If drawn perpendicular, here also drawn perpendicular. Therefore, in this situation, BC and AD is parallel to E, because E is coming out from these areas. So now DS bar and E is parallel, and whereas DS1, look at here, it is perpendicular to E, because this is represented as E, no, the direction of E it is. So of course it is perpendicular, here also perpendicular. So that AB and DC, which is perpendicular to DS bar. So when perpendicular, we know there will be a flux is 0. And you go for the next one, AD and BC. You take a AD, this one, and BC you take. See, for this AD and BC, E bar and DS bar is parallel. So that you take a theta is equal to 0. Now, flux is equal to closed integral EDS cos theta. Therefore, theta is 0. Then flux is equal to E into closed integral ds. But of course, integral ds is nothing but we can say S. But here there are two areas are there, no? One area this and another area this. So that you say S plus S is nothing but a 2S. So Gauss law, from Gauss law, flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Now equal these two, then E is equal to 2S by Q by epsilon naught. But we know Q is nothing but it is a surface charge density. Based on the definition, we can take a sigma S, therefore E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This derivation is important for the next coming classes, because in the next chapter we will use this derivation and this final expression E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So which is important for the next classes, next chapter also, this one, right? So it is what? It is about for a non-conducting sheet, right? So we can also take one more is there for conducting sheet. Sir, for conducting what happens? See, for conducting in the sense is you take one conducting sheet, the field will be at, I will tell you, conducting. So it is a non-conducting, no? Now you take a conducting. Not required derivation, directly we can apply. Because we know, no, non-conducting we know, E is equal to sigma into 2 epsilon naught. There is another one is there, that is about a conducting, same field due to long plane sheet due to a conducting sheet. You take a one conducting sheet like this. Charge is given, therefore charge distributed above the surface like this, because it is conducting. Now you say 3 points like this. Clear? The field is coming out from this areas. You give as it is a first one, you give as it is a second one, and you give as it is third one point. Now we have to write a 3 points, so that P1, P2 or P3, P1 like that. You say 1, 2 and 3, right? Now at this point, due to this there is a field is acting, and due to this also field is acting. See, both the field intensities are in the same direction due to this sheet and due to this sheet, so that the resultant will be E1 plus E2. Both are in the same direction. Here also you come, here also same, due to this sheet you say E1, due to this sheet E2, so that the resultant will be E1 plus E2. Sir, inside what happens? It is outside, no? Outer region it is. Inside, look at here, both are acting like this, so that the resultant is E1 and E2. At a third position what happens? You take a third one, it is a resultant E is equal to E1 minus E2. Now you go for the derivation. See, first and second, look at first and second, you see, that is about a E is equal to E1 plus E2. See, for this surface we know E is equal to, it is a sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So you write here E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So that E is equal to 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Again, this is also very important in the next chapter. Everyone remember. So it is outer regions are like this. Outer region of a conducting sheet, E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Sir, what about inner region? Inner in the sense is inside it is. Inside is a third point. No? You take a third point, the field intensities which are acting in opposite. You take any one, either E1 minus E2 or E2 minus E1. Therefore, E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So this will be cancelled. Inner region is 0. Inside is 0. Whereas outside is, of course, it is will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Sigma by epsilon naught we can say. Okay, so this is the related to what? Field due to infinitely long plane sheet by conducting sheet. Inner will be 0, outer regions are sigma by epsilon naught, which is very important, right? Now this is the second application. Now we will go for the third application, that is, see, field intensity due to a spherical conducting shell. You take a spherical shell, thin spherical shell, or we can also call conducting sphere. Both are the same. Now let us, you take a one spherical shell like a stumper ball, or you say solid sphere, conducting solid sphere. Let us, shell you take, therefore shell is nothing but inside it is empty. Then the charge is given to this shell, radius of the shell is, you say, capital R, and the charge distributed throughout the surface area. So the charge positive is given, therefore it is distributed completely surface area. Again, this is also have surface charge density, you can say like this, because the completely distributed, no, above the surface only. Or you say conducting sphere. Conducting sphere also charge is distributed to be like this. Now here the field will acting away from the complete center of the circle. Now we have to find the electrical field intensity, because the shell will be like this, the charge given, therefore the charge distributed completely throughout the sphere. Now therefore the field is coming out from all areas, like you take, I will give you a small one, right, like this. So that the field is coming out from all areas, from the center of the spherical shell like this. Yes. Use this area, here you construct a one closed area which is in the form of a, again it is, will get the same sphere, no, or circle, right? Use this area, construct a like this. Got my point? Because it is a closed, no, like this. It is because the charge due to charge. Now here let us you see the radius of the spherical shell is capital R, and here at a point you say from the center you point, you say the point will be small r. At this distance, first of all, at this distance we have to find the electrical field intensity, that we can say outside the spherical shell. The point will be outside the spherical shell. So that here you draw a one ds bar which is in the parallel, E and ds bar in the parallel, because the E is also acting in the same direction. Not required to verify because it is coming out from all areas. You take any one side. Okay, let us. Here you say theta is equal to 0. Therefore, flux is equal to closed integral E ds cos 0. Of course, it is 1. Then it is E into integral ds. This is the flux is coming out from that area, right? Here we will go for the next one. So that here S is nothing but a what? Surface area of this. See, for a which is constructed closed area, for this area you say S is equal to 4 pi small r square. Here this area you say 4 pi capital R square, because it is a spherical shell and it is a constructed area. No? For this constructed area will be 4 pi r square. Now actually we are finding it at outside the point, that is small r is greater than capital R, because capital R is nothing but a radius of the spherical shell, small r is nothing but outside the spherical shell which is at outside. No, so that's what you say, small r is greater than. So that your flux is equal to E into ds bar integration is S. So for this spherical shell which is constructed area is 4 pi r square is the surface area. So flux is equal to E into you say 4 pi small r square, equation 1. Right? Here you go for the next one according to the Gauss laws. That is, here is the flux is equal to closed integral E ds is equal to q by epsilon naught, equation 2. Now we equal these two. Therefore E is E into 4 pi r square is equal to q by epsilon naught. Of course we have to find only E value. So E is equal to q by 4 pi r square into it is 1 by epsilon naught, or E is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square. Of course it is same as electrical field intensity. Okay. Okay. So that we can also write here K, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is nothing but we can also take as a K. So E is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. But Q is nothing but a what? Right? Q is nothing but a charge given to this spherical shell. No? So that here Q is equal to sigma into this area you say capital. So that here 4 pi capital R square. Here you write E is equal to outside the spherical shell will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q will be it is sigma into 4 pi capital R square by small r square. 4 pi is cancelled. So that is sigma by epsilon naught into what is whatever left over you write. Clear? So it is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught r square by capital R square by small r square for outside the spherical shell only. Or we can also say outside the spherical shell 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square as same as the electrical field intensity due to a point charge. Due to a point charge also we can say same. Right? Once again I will explain you, because that's a spherical shell we are taking a conducting sphere or a spherical shell. If there is a charge is given to spherical shell or conducting sphere, the positive charge is given, therefore the charge is distributed above the surface of the spherical shell, and radius of the spherical shell is r, and the charge distributed throughout the surface area, not the volume. So that the surface charge density sigma is equal to q by A, that q is equal to sigma into A. A is nothing but what? Surface area of the spherical shell, which is radius is r, so that 4 pi r square. Now let us you take the charge distributed, and due to that the field is acting away from the center of the spherical shell. Now use that area, construct a one closed Gaussian surface which is in the form of a spherical only, or it is in the form of a circle. So that at a point distance you say at a point P the field intensity, find the electrical field intensity. At this point from the center the distance is radial distance is r, or this spherical shell radius is a small r. For this surface area is equal to 4 pi r square. Now from this area E is coming out, and you draw a one ds bar which is in the parallel. You take anywhere, here also you say yes, of course E and ds bar in the parallel. Of course it is. Any area. So according to that, theta is equal to 0. Flux is equal to closed integral E ds cos 0. Therefore, flux is equal to E integral ds. Therefore, outside the point we are saying no, because it is outside only, not on the spherical shell, not inside. Outside flux is equal to E into S, therefore it is 4 pi r square. Then according to the Gauss law, then therefore you are equal this, E is equal to Q by epsilon naught, E is equal to Q by 4 pi r square, 1 by epsilon naught. Then E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. We know surface charge density sigma into 4 pi r square. Therefore, according to that, E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught r square, capital R square by small r square. It is outside. Sir, what about on the sphere? On the spherical shell, yes. If on the spherical shell, if I take, so that nothing but a what? It is on. So capital R, and the radial distance also same, because we are saying now what? On the shell, no? So small r is equal to capital R. On the spherical shell, charge is, now I am saying the small r is equal to capital R, the radial distance is equal to radius of the spherical shell, which I am saying, right? So simple, you replace here, E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught into capital R square by capital R square. So that E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught, of course it is. Clear? So this is what? It is on the spherical shell, right? Now third point, it is the last one, which is inside it is. Sir, what about inside? Very simple. Inside in the sense is, again you draw a spherical shell. Now the charge distributed completely like this. Let us above the surface now. Now it is capital R is the radius. Now you are taking a small r at a point P inside. That we can say capital R is greater than small r. In the first case, small r is greater than capital R. But now I am saying capital R is greater than small r. Now let us you take a same. Flux is equal to closed integral E ds. Of course, it is E into S, because we are constructing a one closed area no, for this area like this. Sir, what about Gauss law? Here Gauss law you take, it is a closed integral E ds, or we can say Q by epsilon naught. You tell me one point. You tell me one point. Here actually inside, is there any charge enclosed by the surface? No, because the charge distributed above the surface only. So that the flux will be inside is 0. When flux will be 0 inside, you say equation 1 it is, and it is equation 2. From flux inside 0, because there is no charge, there is no net charge inside the spherical shell. Only above the spherical shell is the charge. So now equal this, therefore ES is equal to 0, then electrical field intensity inside the spherical shell or conducting sphere is 0. Sphere is 0. So that this is, we can say like this, the derivation which related to the thin spherical shell or conducting sphere. There are three cases. One case is outside the sphere, another case is on the spherical shell, and one more case is the inside the spherical shell. That's what. First case is nothing but a small r is greater than capital R, and second case is nothing but a small r is equal to capital R, and third case is nothing but a capital R is greater than small r. So this about a what? A spherical shell, which is to be like this, the derivation. It is, we can also say conducting sphere. So this is for 4 marks question in case of a Gauss laws application. There are 3 Gauss laws applications according to the IP pattern. One is the uniform uniform long wire. Second one is the uniform plane sheet. Third one is the spherical shell or conducting sphere. So these are the derivations related to for a applications of Gauss laws. You go through this. In our material is given as the 3 questions as LAQs. It is given in the LAQs only, so that you refer and read these questions. Today itself you finish it, this derivations, which is important for 4 marks questions, right? So these are the today's discussion and today's chapter. Of course, this chapter is finished. So this electrical field intensity, or I mean to say field and charge is finished. Electric field and charge is finished, and the next chapter is there with new chapter. I will continue in the new chapter in the next class, because the chapter is electrical potential and capacitance. Electrical potential and capacitance. It is also related to what? Related to same charge at rest, because if a charge at rest can create both a field force and potential. So field and potential is over, field and force is over. The next one is there, that is about a potential. So that I'll continue in the next class with new chapter. Thank you very much.